Good morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching this. I'm your host, Leafy Potato, and welcome to another NRTS 1v1 cast. This game, if you could not guess, part of the July Ground Zero, and in fact, I believe this is the tournament finals. I could be completely freaking crazy, but 99% sure this is the second Mr. Sunny game. This shall be interesting, no matter what happens. And folks, this video brought to you by nothing in particular, though I suppose this coffee that I'm drinking right now is pretty gas, so if Walmart wants to send me some of their great value coffee as well as 2% milk and some chocolate syrup, I would be very grateful. I don't know how you get a sponsor like that, but anyways, Red, Orange, Sunny, Mr. respectively. This is certainly a matchup on grasslands. Of course, it immediately appears that Red has a bit of an advantage, just because of how things end up playing out on the map, though, in terms of where you have to expand and what you choose to do first. The Red-Orange front line isn't as oppressive as it might first seem. Orange has a bit more of a straightforward game plan. Red has a little bit more flexibility, but that flexibility also makes them susceptible to Orange just getting a pretty solid advantage in early mid-game. Of course, longer the game goes, all else being equal, Red's going to have better chances. Front lines are going to probably form up in these rocks between where I stand and where Qualivan is standing here in the long term. In any case, though, Mr. Sunny, both of them, militia pressure, that's just going to be pretty much it. We're going to produce militia until we are at max population, all the while getting some farms. Mr. quickly running out of room for free expansion will eventually have to go behind enemy lines if he wants to get farms, and at this point in the game there aren't enough militia to really afford hunting down enemies that are trying to take greedy farms, but we shall see how that progresses. Later on in the game, Mr. will find it harder to hold on to these farms, but he will have some early game eco to at least compete with Sunny, give him some difficulties, and eventually make a switch to decent harassing units, whether that be adding some jeeps to make your militia faster, or adding some recons or choppers, whatever. Okay, Mr.'s worker going back home, presumably here to make a house. Instead, actually going for more farms. Don't hate it. Sunny and Mr. here, not quite playing the worker greed game. Oh, nope. Sunny manages to take a farm from Mr. Mr. will take a farm from Sunny. Sunny goes back, just wants to go and build something. Okay. House up for Sunny, house up for Mr. Both players just holding their militia still. We see Qualivan trying to void a tournament game here by messing with the test letters. Absolutely insufferable. Absolutely insufferable. In any case, yeah, both players going to be running around now, trying to take farms from each other towards yellow and purple. And with the houses complete, militia production will resume for both players. Sunny, again, a little bit quicker on that. Shouldn't end up mattering very much. Okay, so Sunny still taking farms. Mr. very scattered farm development, but scattered farm development's better than no farm development. Again, Sunny is going to have a decent time just destroying those farms in the long term. In the short term, though, every militia that you commit away from this front line is potentially a fight you're going to end up losing. So you do have to be aware of that. Mr. with a quicker draw on that second house, less likely to be paused in his militia production here, though. Sunny, if he gets paused at all, it'll be for a matter of seconds. Should not be that much time. Sunny trying to take a fight here. Mr. not in the greatest formation to start things out on. One of his militia at near death. Sunny, with the second house done, will continue his militia production. Mr. Up about one militia here. Workers and... it's so funny seeing Mr. and Sunny's workers just, like, taunting each other as they're trying to take more farms. Mr's been on the beneficial end of that for the majority of their skirmishes together, but Sunny finally does manage to steal a farm from Mr. here. Meanwhile, Sunny cleaning up one of Mr's greedy farms by having just one militia chip away at it. Better than nothing, right? Put Mr's eco on a timer here. And Provided nothing terrible happens to this front line, shouldn't be that bad. Okay, Sunny going for a quick 4th house. Meanwhile, Mr. going for a generator. The generator usually means we're going to go for tier 1 units a little fast. Though at this point, yeah, Mr. does just go for a house. I suppose Mr's just got that many farms, he has to make the generator before his 4th house. Opts to upgrade his command center, struggling to spend his money. We're at the part of the game now where your eco is significantly greater than your ability to produce militia, so tier 1 units for sure on the docket here as we approach the 5-minute mark in this game. And while we watch both of these players continue to expand, watch Sunny continue to chip away at Mr's farms, how's everyone's day going? I hope it has been well for you so far. I hope that this cast has brightened it even more so. In any case, 5th house coming up for both players. Mr. does have that CC upgrade, but Sunny appears to have much better control of the map, is reducing Mr's farms, and every farm that Sunny is killing, he is taking back with one of his workers. He just has control over this map. Mr. is going to have a difficult time holding on to this long term, but of course Sunny is still only harassing with 1 militia at a time here. He does not want to lose his front line. We see him rallying 4 extra militia around the map here now, as Mr. peels 1 off of his front line to go and start hitting Sunny's farms. As Mr. makes a general advance here out of this choke, Sunny has to reform his battle lines, else he just die. And now Sunny is in between a rock and an army, and I don't know if Sunny wants to take this fight necessarily. He split off a decent amount of his militia force. Then again, Mr. is not in a great position to be fighting either. Still, just brutal fighting. Brutal fighting so far. Both players managing to barely disengage there. If I had to put my money on it, I think Sunny probably would not end up winning that fight. And we see a fight continuing here. Again, just insane violence here from both teams' militia. Mr. seems to have greater reserves, though, and Sunny's not bringing his 4 militia group to bear on anything. Right now, it is harassing away at one of the farms, but now, yeah, Sunny's army just gets completely shot to pieces here. 4 militia go down for basically nothing. Now Sunny has to retreat to his command center. This is not a great spot. That said, again, Sunny does have a lot more eco in his pocket right now, has his upgraded command center, is making more houses, but you need to have something like a vehicle depot here to restabilize this game. Is taking farms around towards Yellow's base, so not horrible overall. Mr's militia production still continuing. He is upgrading his farms as he goes, and it seems like we're going to have a vehicle depot on the back end here from Mr. Sunny really needs to meet that with his own vehicle depot, because right now his army production is not enough. He's lost a couple of fights here, and has taken significant militia losses. That's not something that you can recover from by just spamming militia if your opponent's doing the same thing. Right, you can only make 6 a minute. If they're making 6 a minute as well, you're still down because you're not gaining anything on them. Vehicle depot is dropped here for Sunny now. And Mr. going around harassing Sunny's farms is getting back some map control here. Mr. with the quicker depot does have a Jeep out before Sunny has anything produced. Probably will queue up another unit as well. Jeep rallied to the front lines. We are looking to start chewing away at the flanks of Sunny's militia formation. 4 militia still peeled off from the main force here for Sunny, trying to get damage done towards green now. Meanwhile, the Jeep going across the map, presumably to go and kill the worker plus single militia that Sunny's got working around the map now. Though I suppose shooting at a farm is better than nothing. A uniform move is turned on for Mr. as it is by default, as he has a Jeep moving at 2 speed. We have a light tank coming out here for Sunny. He wants to not die horribly. Don't hate it. Light tanks are fairly expensive, but they do provide you with a significant boost to your fighting ability. We see a Jeep out as well here for Sunny. Curious to see where he wants to take that. Wouldn't hate using it to... Well, fighting Jeep v Jeep isn't a terrible idea either. I was going to say, wouldn't hate seeing that to escort his worker and militia back, but I suppose you can't really do that if you don't also have guns. Yeah, now Mr's got his Jeep over there. It's going to be quite brutal fighting. Worker likely to get picked off here in short order. Does get picked off here in short order. And now Sunny and Militia Sunny and Mr. are having a Jeep fight over here. Very insane gameplay as both players hop out of their Jeeps. Sunny choking on a farm for a little bit here. Jeep is taking a lot of damage. Sunny unloads from his Jeep, does manage to pick off one of Mr.'s militia before anything else can be said, and we just have brutal fighting across the map. Meanwhile, Mr.'s got a light tank produced at his home. We see no production really going on for Sunny. Pretty much all of his attention is on these 4 militia plus Jeep. Curious to see who ends up actually winning that fight, but I don't think it's going to matter in the long term. Worker was picked off here from Mr., and then Sunny and Mr. both just brutalize each other's militia. Alright, cool. Well, Jeep's dead for Sunny. Militia are on the brink of death. Alright, Sunny does get out of there with 2 militia to his name. Still a Mr. farm across the map. Mr. has not managed to pick off much more than a couple of farms here. Does have an extra Jeep ready to go. Will send it across the map now. Sunny not responding to it until just enough time. Alright, we have 2 light tanks already out on the field for Sunny. That is good to see. We see Sunny and Mr. dancing around the farm right now. Sunny getting good shots off on the Jeep. Does manage to kill a Jeep full of militia. That is big damage. I know that it's 10 minutes into the game now, but still, getting 4 militia for free plus a Jeep, not bad. Not bad at all. That's the kind of damage that you look for in a Jeep war. We see light tanks going around to stop militia harassment. They are going to be good at doing that for the smaller groups. We see Sunny selling his Jeep to get a full HP one, apparently worried about population space, or maybe just worried about having an effectual Jeep. We see the light tank farming militia damage right now, as it will get all 4. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Taking no damage as well. Just 4 free kills. Mr. stabilizing his position pretty well. Alright. Sunny does have the advantage in terms of Jeeps, though. Does have 2 militia Jeeps on the map. Does have the advantage in terms of tanks as well. This is just kind of what Eco does to you. Mr. does have more militia, but as the light tank count increases, that will become less and less relevant. The question for Sunny really is, how does he want to tackle the problem of Mr.'s army, right? Where does he want to strike? Where does he want to go to keep Mr. contained? Mr. does have a decent amount of farms, and Sunny has been losing farms and not been super on top of replacing them. So here we go. Upgrading farms in the middle of the map. I suppose Sunny's just have a lot of money and doesn't quite know where he wants to spend it. Upgrading farms is better than not doing anything. But at this point, I really wouldn't hate it from Sunny. Just, like, make... Well, yeah, you got a turret at home. That's pretty good. Make, like, 2 more turrets, perhaps. Generator, because you're going to need the power. And then either airpad or second depot, and then upgrade your first one. Honestly, it just lets you keep up the tier 1 pressure while you make that transition to heavy tanks. And once you get heavy tanks on the field, the game starts to go very your side. We see Sunny now losing a full HP Jeep. Tanks dealing 20 damage a shot. Jeeps only having 60 HP. You can only survive 2 tank shots, and then the next one kills you. Brutal damage. We see the militia Jeep here for Sunny trying to pick off a worker. Does get the worker. Will lose the militia and the Jeep. Almost certainly, anyways. Oh my gosh. I mean, maybe I just shouldn't speak. Sunny managing to get away with murder. Gets the militia and the Jeep out of there. If you're Mr., you've got to be pretty upset about that. Okay, we have a front line now consisting of 5 tanks here for Sunny. Certainly has an advantage over Mr. We see more Jeeps coming out on the map now. Having your militia in Jeeps for these fights is not recommended, though, because, again, you get the Jeeps hit. I mean, you lose the 60 HP on the Jeeps, you also lose 4 militia if you're not quick on the draw trying to get them out of there. So, playing with fire for sure. To newer players, wondering about how they can do best with their Jeeps, honestly, as soon as you think you might get close to fighting enemy units, you unload your Jeeps immediately, so that when you're taking damage, you're at least losing 1 militia at a time instead of 4. Right? Otherwise, the Jeeps are just there to move your stuff to where they need to fight. They're not there for you to fight in. We see the tanks making a full rotate around here for Sunny, as he will begin to push forward against Mr. Mr. trying to employ static defense as a way to spend his extra money, as he does still have... is switching over to worker production, actually, it seems. Produces a militia on the back, but worker production, vehicle production, and now static defenses will be characteristic of Mr's game. As we have Sunny managing to get damage done with 2 Jeeps. Very good to see. You do have to be on top of them, though, because if the tanks get on top of you, then you just kind of die, and it's sad. Alrighty. Airpad will be the tool of choice for Mr. as he starts transitioning to a later game tech. Of course, no Tier 2 units out on the map just quite yet, but we are seeing the economies of scale start to develop where housing makes up such a significant portion of the economy. We see Sunny, though, with just insane amounts of farms, but you have to be very careful about that. Mr. having 2 full HP Jeeps will load up his militia, will start chasing around Sunny, who only has 1 Jeep on the field right now. This Jeep will die in short order, and now suddenly Mr's got farm pressure across the entire map, and Sunny's tanks just aren't going to be enough to really deal with that. In terms of mobility, they just don't have the speed that you need. Sunny losing a Jeep in Mr's base, yet again losing a worker that was going to take farms, or, well, yeah, losing a worker. Tanks about to be shot at for free by choppers. Now, crisis management will be the difference maker in this game. We see Sunny transitioning over to air units himself as he loses 2 upgraded farms. That is one of the dangers of upgrading farms for eco, is you lose so much eco when they die. Granted, it's not even double that of what you lose when a level 1 farm dies, but the cost to replace it is obnoxious. Okay, so choppers and militia jeeps managing to get decent damage done here. Mr. moving around with a small-ish force, intending just to chip away here at Sunny's economy, force Sunny not to fight Mr. directly. Although, fighting Mr. directly probably is the best course of action still. Just pushing forward with tanks, pushing forward with militia, trying to find whatever damage you can. Trying to make a decent transition over to choppers. Honestly, second air pad probably wouldn't be terrible out of Sunny. You can keep the vehicle depot around for when you need to start producing yet more vehicles, but having the 6 choppers a minute of production instead of just 3 choppers a minute can allow you to compete with an opponent trying to make choppers on lower economy. You just make more than them, and then suddenly you have air control, and then your choppers are the force that you're using to police enemy skirmishers, right? Namely choppers, but also militia jeep, and even some tanks that you see Mr. using to keep Sunny's militia jeep off of him. We see Sunny going in for a general push here against just overwhelming numbers of static defenses, and it seems like, at least initially, this is not going to be terrible, though once you're diving into the range of so many towers and command centers and whatnot, this is dangerous. Yeah, Mr. still got an army shooting at you, you're choking on buildings, and this is just... There's a reason that many consider artillery necessary in NRTS late games, and I'm afraid we just saw why. Having 2-to-1 advantage on your opponent's army doesn't matter if you're charging into static defenses. Towers deal 14 damage a shot, which is more than choppers. They shoot faster than most units. In fact, the DPS of a single tower, because of their faster fire rate, actually ends up being higher than that of a light tank, which is ridiculous. So when you're trying to do the math of can you win a fight against enemy army plus static defenses, it's pretty not you favored if you don't have static defense on your side. We see the exact inverse of that too, though. We have Sunny holding his ground, Mr. being pretty wise at just how efficient static defenses can be at killing everything. Sunny trying to maneuver around with choppers here, want to get some picks here on enemy choppers perhaps, or not enemy choppers, enemy tanks. We'll get an enemy farm at least. And now Sunny's in a bit of a reverse position from where Mr. was. Lower army count, does still sort of have map control, though that's not entirely true. We have double air pad out from Sunny now as he's trying to replace as much in terms of units as he possibly can. Will be making houses. The main contest here needs to be in the skies for Sunny to regain control over his farms. If he does not do that, then you'll see he'll take a farm and then immediately be unable to hold it, as enemy choppers will just start swarming around everywhere. We see workers building mass static defenses now from Sunny as he starts to realize yet more just how oppressive towers can be. We'll just mass them. Honestly, outside of just diving the command center, I think this game has been played fairly well for both players. Here we go. Mr's got some anti-air with his army. He's got militia acting as primary anti-air. This is not an army that you really want to fight with choppers in any case. Mr's just got He's got a lot of tanks, but he's got enough choppers to be a deterrent to Sunny. Sunny's building static defenses. He's got a hospital going up on the back of this. Now is a decent chance for Mr. to strike. He sees it, and he will be moving forward. At very least, just choosing to start up some static defenses in front of Sunny's base probably isn't terrible either. Right? While Sunny might be able to heal off damage here and there, he won't be able to push Mr. back if he's taking an extra 14 damage a shot per tower that he's charging into. Right? We see Mr. moving forward with his workers, takes a farm, will likely start static defense very soon. Got 2 workers across the map, taking farms towards Green's base. Don't hate to see it. Light tanks will continue in production. This is the kind of point where I feel not having a hospital is going to start being a bit of an issue here for Mr. Meanwhile, Sunny, with a hospital back at home, is able to at least heal off the damage that he is taking. Okay, air units still going to define this game. Sunny chipping away at some of the farms that Mr.'s been taking that are way, way, way too greedy. As choppers move out here, Mr. does make a hospital at a more defensible backline. Though more defensible does not mean very well defensible, as across this rock from red is not a great position to be fighting if you're trying to poke from the blue to red angle that is currently up on this display, right? If you're trying to poke from below up into red, you don't have defense on that hospital. That hospital also isn't really healing much of yours. We see Sunny just generally getting yet more damage here with his choppers. Does have quite a few choppers, and he will just click on the enemy's command center. I don't quite know what the intention is here, but it's not appearing to work all that well. We are fighting in range of static defense, anti-air, and the enemy air force, and yet another dive on a command center failed here by Sunny. Kids, let this be a lesson. Make artillery. Play the slow game. If you're ahead, it's hard for your opponent to get back into the game unless you give them a way back into the game. And so an Air Force has just gone down for Sunny. His best quality, keeping him able to take farms, which is his best source of income, is now gone. And so we are rebuilding yet another Air Force. We have an anti-air on the ground. We have some militia and a couple choppers as the only things really keeping Sunny in this game. We also don't have any upgraded vehicles for either player yet, which is frankly ridiculous to me. We are past the 20-minute mark. We are approaching the 22-minute mark, and no splash damage. Not even missile turrets. I mean, yeah, if you're going to be this far behind as Sunny, the thing that gets you back in the game is splash damage. Right, if you have heavy tanks and your opponent doesn't, you can shove them around with very few of your units, dealing immense damage to their army. And we see Sunny here trying to fight behind a farm. That farm just gets melted almost immediately. And anti-air taken out by choppers. When the anti-air is getting antied by air, there's a problem. Okay, and now we are pulling back. Militia just getting evaporated here. Choppers trying to farm some HP off of this hospital, but I'm afraid this is just about too late. We don't have very much in the way of static defense for Sunny. We have the entire enemy army chomping down on our farms, chopping down on our houses, chopping down on our production. And about at this time, I mean, what do you do with Sunny? For real, what do you even do? Okay, tanks shooting away at turrets, shooting away at towers, shooting away at the hospital. Yeah, and Mr.'s just going to pull back to his hospital. What, you don't even have to dive. He probably should start upgrading that vehicle depot, if nothing else. Just make your life that much easier if you're Mr. Just go ahead, get the artillery. Sunny doesn't have very much to stop you. It is the easiest course of action, and he does upgrade the vehicle depot. That is exclusively for artillery at this point. We see an upgrading vehicle depot here from Sunny, but, you've lost everything twice over. At this point, I don't think you survive long enough for that depot to matter. Right? Massing turrets now is just a tool for Sunny to be able to get a heavy tank out. Single heavy tank out. Because by the time that Mr.'s gotten artillery rolling to the front, that's just a dead vehicle depot. We see yet more workers coming up here. You're going to need basically mass towers at this point as Sunny to not just die. And Mr.'s got 2 different avenues of approach that he can attack you from, both of which he has partial terrain cover to shell at you for free with artillery, so even if you did have mass towers, he doesn't even necessarily need to have medics to stop that. Speaking of medics, he does already have quite a few. 4 medics isn't enough to out-heal towers continuously, but it is enough to at least be a complete nuisance. Upgrading Vehicle Depot about half done for both players. Mr. did get the jump on that initially, so you will have the first unit out. For Sunny, it needs to be a heavy tank, in which case Mr. just responds with static defenses, and that's basically game. Not having any healing for Sunny is more detrimental than Mr. not having heavy tanks. And even so, I mean, Mr's just going to charge forward, right? Towers, they deal a decent bit of damage, but there's just so much stuff for Mr. He doesn't even really need to wait for the artillery to come online. He can just charge forward and whittle everything down. There are a lot of turrets, though. And if there's one way Sunny gets back into this game, it's Mr. trying to end this game early. He's confident, though. He's going to sit in range of these turrets, sit in range of the houses, and he will just go for it. I mean, yeah, what a display from Mr. GG at 25 minutes, almost to the T. What a game, ladies and gentlemen, and Mr. taking yet another tournament victory. I mean, are you surprised? I'm not surprised. He is one of, if not the best players, but Sunny playing pretty well, minus the 2-3 chronic mistakes. But I mean, I can't speak because I do the exact same thing. In any case, if you've watched from the beginning, thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. I hope that you have a wonderful day, and remember to stay classy. Oh, and brush your teeth. They deserve it.